Hi everybody, my name is Will, and this is my Space Engineer server, Orpheus. The ship is the Jormungandr, or Jorm for short. She's a salvage and mining ship I started building almost 3 months ago. I say building because she's still a work in progress and will probably never be finished. I keep adding bits to her all the time and changing things. The major reason for this is that I can't stop designing bobs. So far, the Jorm is home to 6 bobs, basic operation spots. I've designed and built 6 so far, with a 7th on the way, and the Jorm began simply as a place to keep them. Slowly, I added more functionality and some character to the Jorm until she became, for want of a better term, the place where I keep all my stuff. As you can see, some parts still look unfinished, but like I said, she's a work in progress. I haven't decided what to do with those areas yet. You can see the prototech thrusters I've been able to add, so I'm going to begin to phase out the hydrogen thrusters at some point. I'm pretty proud of this ship. I know that in terms of quantity, she can't devour asteroids whole or eat ships in one gulp, but she can do a little of everything, adequately enough to get the job done. Since the Contact update, I've added more weapons to deal with the Factorum, and now she can handle most NPC threats. You can't see it in this lighting, but that's the newest part of the ship that I haven't finished building yet. It's all hollow on the inside. It's, watch where I'm going. Anyway, it's all hollow on the inside. It doesn't have anything hooked up to it except some plumbing, 2 hatches on the side, nothing else. This is one of 4 proposed salvage booms used for dissecting wrecks.
Health low.
The 2 aft pylons form kind of a docking ring, where ships can dock with the Jorm to exchange cargo. It's also where the bobs are berthed. On this side, we have 2 combat bobs, Buford in red and Percy in black, and a repair bob. Both Percy and Buford can be fully automated. The repair bob is strictly remote piloted. This is the newest combat bob, Fidel. I know some of my names are weird, but come on, he looks like a Fidel. This is the light mining bob. This messy collection of blocks in the middle is the Pegasus, a modular cargo utility hauler capable of landing and taking off from planets, but really only effectively able to take off with bulk cargo from moons. These are the other three bobs: the tug bob, the salvage bob, and the heavy miner bob. I designed the heavy miner bob after the light version was needed for larger mining jobs and wasn't quite up to the task. However, nothing beats the light bob for getting into tight spots except for a man with a drill, and the bob can carry more. This is the main bob control room and the auxiliary bob control room. I will probably decommission the older control room soon and just have the main control room. This ship was designed and built by Pinecone, one of the Jorm's crew. He never got around to naming it, so it's technically named Large Grid 232. It gets deployed mainly for prototech acquisitions. It's overgunned and very capable. This is the main control station for the salvage boom. The boom is fairly simple: pistons, hinges, and one rotor for articulation, and a grinder stuck on the end with a camera and a work light. This is the unfinished section forward from the bridge. Haven't decided what to do with it yet, except possibly more bob docks. This is the space bar. Not many patrons these days. This is the engineering section. This is the first section of the ship that I built, and consequently it's the messiest and most cluttered. From here you can monitor all the ship's cargo. This is the life support section, including the cryopods for the crew. The Jorm has 6 regular jump drives and 1 prototech jump drive. Now let me take you down to the planet, where my latest builds are, including a new bob I'm testing. This is High Castle, which will be a fortress when it's finally built, but which currently is little more than a place to keep some stuff. As you can see, it's still a bit drafty. This is a mobile crawler I'm building. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it. Currently it has the only refinery and assembler on the planet's surface. And here's the new bob. It's designed specifically for the atmosphere. As you will see, it still has some issues. It's designed as a cargo bob, just something to get ore, components, and ammunition from one place to another remotely. This is going to be a wall eventually. This is the hydrogen depot. It's currently the only landing pad, occupied at the moment by the Kontiki. This is the beginning of my first problem. It didn't seem like much to start with, but it got worse. Frustrated, I had to get a hands-on perspective on this. So that meant flying over there personally. Jeez, I thought remote flying was so that you didn't have to do things like this.
Fuel low. Fuel critical.
Did you see that? Perfect timing on my hydrogen fuel. Now the first problem was that the landing gear was getting in the way of the connector. I realized I have to move them further apart. Fair warning, this might be hard to watch if you're better at remote piloting than I am. I didn't even use the camera.
Fuel critical.
However, this was not the only problem I discovered. I decided to fix the bob back at its home on the crawler and loaded it up. I thought I had put enough lift thrusters on the bob since it seemed to shoot up in the air when it was empty. But 3 cargo containers full of stuff made it way too heavy, leading to my other accident, which was near fatal as I did not build any thrusters on the top. Luckily, I was able to do some triage. I cut away the gear and add some gyros, but I still had to lighten the load by emptying two of the three cargo containers before it would lift off again. So not the big hauler I thought it was going to be, and it was back to the drawing board on this one. I was going to at least have to totally redesign the thruster configuration. Oh well. That's all the time I have for right now. I'll probably do another video, although I haven't decided what's going to be in it yet. The space still needs a lot of work, so does the OWP in orbit. Also, I may want to tackle another prototype base. I don't know, I'll figure that out later. If you're interested in playing on my server and want to know more about it, drop me a line in the comments. I'll put a link to the Discord in the video description. I'd love to have you drop by even if you don't play. Catch you later.